Yate, Sherwin Bitsui in Shia, being Petwatni, Todí in the Shla, Tlizí Bashchin, Kiani the Che, do my discussion Edashanala, but I didn't Shla. They baby get bao gay day in Asha, other Shia, other Shik a kid hot. Oh, yeah, be Hins and Jokwa Hagosh don't need. Ashin Jona Goshi, Keda Tlizí. Greetings. My name is Sherwin Bitsui, and I'm of the Bitterwater people, who are my mother's clan, and her mother's clan, and her grandmother's clan, and her great-grandmother's clan. And that clan system goes all the way back to the beginning of time. And that lineage is passed through the woman, and because we're a matrilineal society and culture. I'm born for my father's clan, and like me, he is of his mother's clan, and her clan, and her mother's clan, and her grandmother's clan, and so on. And he is of the many goats people. And my maternal grandparents are the Kia'ani people, and again, those are my grandparents, so anybody who has that clan, I refer to them as my grandparents, my maternal grandparents. And that particular clan is one that I could probably say is probably a Puebloan clan. I don't know the whole story, but when I think of the clan as an image, it is a towering house, and these are the people who lived in a towering house. And if anybody's been to the Southwest, one may notice that there are old Puebloan buildings, ancestral Puebloan buildings there that are tall and also towering houses. My paternal grandparents are the Coyote Pass people, and that's my Nale's clan, and he was a medicine man. And I'll talk a little bit about him in this talk. And they are the clan I can probably locate in recent memory, in recent time. They are originally from the Jemez Pueblo people, and somehow we absorbed them into our culture. We adopted a couple of women, and they eventually had children, and they were of the Coyote Pass people. And the period that takes place, that adoption takes place, is probably in the maybe say 1600s, after the Pueblo Revolt. I'm originally from the Navajo reservation in the Four Corners area. It's a high desert, and I grew up in a traditional Navajo family. I was a shepherd when I was growing up, and I feel like that still informs a lot of my work. And when I say I grew up in a traditional family, I'm actually saying that my family followed a tradition and a way of life that was connected to deep ancestral. It was just connected to the place and time and the ancestors of our people. So that's where I'm from. And I also want to acknowledge the ancestors of this land, the Massachusetts and Wampanoag people, and their connection and their stories that live on in this place. They've named this place. A lot of your rivers here are probably named by them. If you just pay attention to the words, you can follow them, and each of them is a story, and each of them is a history. I was able to do that recently in Marfa, Texas. I had a residency there last month. And there's a mountain range in this particular area in South Texas, and the mountain range is called Todí. And there's like a really famous, fancy foundation called the Todí Foundation, and they also have offices in New York. And but for some reason, I was driving through the landscape, and I actually placed my language on top of that word with all the accents and stuff, and then suddenly that word transformed, and then suddenly that word was not Chinati, the anglicized version. It was an Athabascan word, probably an Apache word, and we share a common sort of language with them. It's not too similar, but they vary, and they're a little bit different. But the word itself, as I put diacritics on it, became Chinate, or wait, Chinate, Chinate. And then in Navajo, that means a place of exiting, a place of moving out.